Presented by...
Get scorching deals during Triple J Auto Group's Hot Summer Savings and Summer Showroom Fun Event. Buy a car and win prizes up to $1,000. Visit us online at carsguam.com. Triple J, customers first.
Welcome to another edition of Cruising with KUAM. In the driver's seat is Krystal Paco, and joining her in our Triple J Cruiser is Acting Chief of Police Joseph Cruz, who talks life, liberty, and the law. Sit back and we hope you enjoy the ride.
Cruz, welcome to my ride.
Thank you very much. This is a nice ride. I don't normally get driven around a whole lot, so this is a welcome treat. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much again for making time out of your busy schedule. GPD works around the clock to keep our island safe. But before we get started, I have a little, icebreaker.
Sure.
I have something here for you.
Okay.
I think I'm ambushing you. Okay.
Oh,
no
boy.
one leaves my car without singing a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
The one thing, Krystal, that Joe Cruz does not do
is sing. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I'll start first, and you will just finish the line. We'll go as far as you're comfortable.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so no one ever leaves my car without singing. So, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Do you want to go any further?
No, that's it. I'm sorry. I can do a lot, but singing is just not one of them. I'm so sorry.
Props to Inner Circle. They were here on island a little while ago.
Yes.
Okay, I guess now down to the serious stuff.
Sorry to be so serious. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. Everyone wants to know who you are. You are, besides being the successor to former Chief of Police Fred Bordalio.
Yes. Well, my name's Joe Cruz. Obviously, the most common name here on the island. Still a little upset at my parents for that, but I've gotten over it over the last 49 years. So, I just retired out of the Guam Guard. So I was on active duty altogether for about 22 years. 20 years on active duty service. Retired on March 1st after spending 14 years with the Guam Guard. Prior to that, I was in the Guam Police Department. So I served with the Guam Police Department from 1993 to 2003 when I left to go to the Guard. Before I was a police officer, I was in the United States Marine Corps. And that kind of ties back to not long after I got out of high school. I went into the Marines and I served in the Marine Corps from 1985 to 1993. Decided to come back home. Talked a lot to my older brother, who was a police officer, and convinced me to join the Guam Police Department. So I applied and got in the same year I left the Marine Corps, and spent 10 years with the department, either out on patrol. Most of my tenure was with the SWAT team. I spent almost 7 years with the SWAT unit, and then I went back out on patrol when I got promoted to Police Officer 3, and I was a supervisor up here in the Deadwood Precinct area.
So right nearby,
yeah, not far away. And then I went up to Internal Affairs at the old police headquarters, and I was an Internal Affairs investigator. And then I got transferred to Agate Precinct, where I was a field supervisor down there in Agate. So I did that for a little bit until I resigned and went back on active duty as a commissioned officer in the Guam Army National Guard.
So always a man in uniform.
Always a man in uniform, yes.
What did your brother say to you that convinced you to become a police officer?
My brother Andrew, who by the way is currently in the FBI.
Okay.
He's a special agent in the bureau.
Shout outs to you, Andrew.
He's the one that planted the seed. At the time, it just so happened he was a Marine officer. Stationed only about an hour away from where I was stationed in North Carolina. So we would talk to each other all the time on the weekends. And when he found out that I was getting ready to get out of the Marine Corps, he said, take a look at the Guam Police Department. Take a look at law enforcement as a career as you come out of the Marine Corps, because it seems to kind of go, with what you might really be interested in. So I looked into it. When I got back, I submitted an application, and luckily I got picked up and went in, and was part of the 35th police recruit cycle. So my brother was in the 25th cycle.
Oh, wow.
And I was exactly 10 cycles later.
So always a willingness to serve the island, serve the
Absolutely.
community,
Yes.
serve the nation.
Yes.
Still to come on Cruising with KUAM, the acting chief shares his plans for the police department.
Presented by
Get scorching deals during Triple J Auto Group's Hot Summer Savings and Summer Showroom Fun Event. Buy a car and win prizes up to $1,000. Visit us online at carsguam.com. Triple J, customers first.
Presented by
Get scorching deals during Triple J Auto Group's Hot Summer Savings and Summer Showroom Fun Event. Buy a car and win prizes up to $1,000. Visit us online at carsguam.com. Triple J, customers first.
You know, when you were picked up as the acting chief of police, there was a lot of controversy going on at GPD.
Sure.
There was a lot of, I guess, comments coming from the public, from the legislature about what was happening. Just earlier this year,
Sure.
there was a shooting at the precinct. There was a lot of public hearings relative to the crime lab.
Yes.
You know, what made you decide to take on the job, even at the height of all this controversy?
You know, Krystal, that's a very good question, and a question that's asked of me quite a bit. And I will tell you that when the governor of Guam, Governor Eddie Calvo, came to me and asked me to take over the position, I really contemplated it. I thought about it, and I said to myself, Joe, this is going to be the one opportunity that you have to make a change here on our island. It's the one opportunity you're going to have to affect positive social change for Guam and the Guam Police Department. And for me, Krystal, that really is a driving point for me, because Joe Cruz is not somebody who's holding on for a 30-year retirement. I'm not trying to make 36 years to finish out a Gov Guam career. Joe Cruz is retired out of the Army and has a pension coming. So for me, this is truly about service to the people and serving along, my brothers and sisters in the police department.
A labor of love?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's all about, for me, since I was 19, it's all been about public service, whether to the nation, to our island, in the Guard, both our nation and our island. It's always been about public service. It's what I went off and pursued higher education in, public administration, criminal justice. Now I'm pursuing a PhD in public policy with a specialization in criminal justice. So it's always been in that field, and for me, it's always been about service back to the community.
So what do you think GPD's strengths and weaknesses as you enter the force, re-enter the force?
You know, I would tell you that the strength really is in the force itself. I will tell you, as many people have said, the greatest asset that any organization has, in particular the Guam Police Department, are the people that serve in it. And that's the best resource we got right now. We could have the best equipment, we could have the best vehicles, the best facilities, but if you don't have that person that's actually going to go out there and police the community and serve the community, if you don't have those civilian employees doing what they have to do on a daily basis to support the police officers, you can only go so far. So the strength that we have in the department is the men and women that serve there. Obviously, we're constrained as well, and our constraint is seen primarily in the fiscal arena, and that's no news to anybody else.
Funding is always an issue.
Always an issue, absolutely.
Agency-wide.
Agency-wide, that's right. I just got done a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago, going through a budget hearing. I come into the position, and 3 weeks later, I'm in front of the legislature, giving testimony about our fiscal year FY16 budget. So, I'm really in tune with the budget and the amount of money that the Guam Police Department has or does not have. So, really, it's us maintaining fiscal responsibility and being judicious about how we spend our taxpayer dollars and how we are spending the government's money, to ensure that we're being good stewards of that, and that we are getting the best bang for our buck, to make sure that we continue to hire people that we need, staying within the confines of our budget, getting the resources that we need. We're constrained, I will admit, but there are ways to look into to be able to deal with that.
Okay. Plans for GPD?
You know, some of the biggest plans I have ties to my vision for the police department.
So what's your vision?
My vision for the police department primarily, and I've shared this with everybody I've met. I've met with all 4 precincts. I've met with every section in the department. I've reached out to both uniform and civilian officers, to employees, to talk to them. And my vision really is to just grow the Guam Police Department. And that growth is through personnel, it's through equipment, it's through facilities, it's to mature the force as well. Our officers have not been promoted recently, so I want to mature the force as well, and that's all part of growth. You know, getting our GPD family to grow overall, finding a new headquarters for us where we can house the entire police department minus the 4 precincts in our forensic science division up in Manila. So for me, my vision is growth so that we can better serve the island, better serve our community.
Keep your seatbelts fastened. Still to come, we're talking physical fitness. From his daily regiment, how the chief will implement a new law requiring peace officers to shape up.
Presented by...
Get scorching deals during Triple J Auto Group's Hot Summer Savings and Summer Showroom Fun Event. Buy a car and win prizes up to $1,000. Visit us online at carsguam.com. Triple J, customers first.
Presented by...
Get scorching deals during Triple J Auto Group's Hot Summer Savings and Summer Showroom Fun Event. Buy a car and win prizes up to $1,000. Visit us online at carsguam.com. Triple J, customers first.
We have a new law that came into effect, the post-fitness,
Yes.
peace officer standards.
Police officer standardized training.
Yes, and so
Post.
we have to get our men in uniform, I guess, in shape.
Absolutely.
Your plans, how are we going to get GPD?
The law as it states right now requires that all peace officers must be in compliance of the post standards by no later than fiscal year 2016. So this upcoming fiscal year is the year by which we have to be completely in compliance of that law. And that requirement includes a physical fitness test that all peace officers have to be able to take. Now, the law states that there are 3 categories of police officers, 1, 2, and 3. Mm-hmm. All officers in the Guam Police Department, to include our civilian volunteer police reserve officers, all fall under category 1. The chief of police included. So I got to go out there and take that test as well. And it's mirrored off of the Air Force's physical fitness tests, whereby they have to run a mile and a half in a certain amount of time. They have to do a certain amount of push-ups, a certain amount of sit-ups, and be able to do a body mass index test, whereby they measure abdominal circumference. So we all have to be in compliance with that, and of course there's a table for that, and it's all based on age and gender.
Anything that you're doing specifically at GPD to get our guys in shape?
Yes, we are. I've talked to all 4 of the precincts. I've talked to all the divisions, all the sections, and I've told them, and they're all aware that the law, it's in place, and the requirement, the deadline is coming. So I've got primarily the sergeants in our police department working with the force to be able to go out there and conduct physical fitness.
PT.
Yes, to do PT. Yes, and at our headquarters, my police commander, Colonel Maurice Sayama, he kind of leads that up at the headquarters, whereby they go out there 3 times a week, and they do physical fitness, and it's part of the wellness program that exists in the government of Guam. And we just afford them an hour to be able to go out there and conduct physical fitness, so that they stay in shape, they live healthier lives, and they'll be able to hopefully pass the physical fitness test that's coming up.
Speaking of physical fitness, what is your fitness regimen and where do you work out?
My fitness regimen, I got to tell you, being a Marine, or former Marine, being in the police department, spending most of my tenure in SWAT, then going into the Army, physical fitness it wasn't just a program because I had to pass a PT test. Physical fitness was part of everyday life for Joe Cruz. So for me, I'm a big weight trainer. I love to lift weights. I love to go to the gym. I go to the gym 6 days a week. Sunday's my only day off. That's my day where I spend time with the family. We do family stuff. But I'm in the gym. I go to Guam, or the gym Guam here in Mighty, just down the road from where we took a turn. And that's where I spend most of my mornings or late afternoons. I go in there for anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on what the workout regimen is for the day. And really that's how I stay in shape. And I keep a balance of weight training and cardiovascular workout.
What's your favorite kind of cardio though?
My favorite kind of cardio, believe it or not, is doing some time on that elliptical trainer.
Oh, you like the elliptical?
I love the elliptical trainer because it's a low impact.
Oh yes, so you're
my knees don't take a beating.
Yes.
Your lower back doesn't take a beating. So for me, I really love the elliptical trainer. From time to time, I go out there and I run. I live up in Georgia, so we're in that area. I like to go out there and just kind of pound the pavement, to keep that kind of regimen or that workout going, to change it up, if you will. But I'm in the gym
6 days a week.
6 days a week.
But
yes.
we do take a day off, guys.
Take a day off. You got to give the body time to rest. Now that 6-day workout, it's not the same body part every day.
Of course, and we don't skip leg day.
We never skip a leg day. Oh my goodness. I will tell you, if there's one body part you don't want to miss, it's your leg workout, because it's only going to make the entire body stronger.
Yes, it's like the trunk to the tree.
Absolutely. If your foundation's weak, and where's your foundation? It's down on the bottom. Yeah. Everything else is going to be weak. So I'm a huge advocate of that.
So what do you listen to when you work out, when you're pounding the pavement or on the elliptical?
I used to be, well, I still am a big, I just love island music. And a lot of people always look at me, they're like, sir, you should be listening to, the
heavy
hard rock, heavy metal,
Scream
yeah, exactly, but when I'm in the gym and I'm working out, I don't normally work out with a partner. And that's primarily because most of the guys that I used to work out with, they're big, heavy, they lift heavy weight. So at the times that I go, a lot of times, there's nobody there to do that kind of a workout. So I spend a lot of time by myself. So I get lost in the moment, if you will. And with that, the music just kind of helps to motivate me.
Favorite island band?
Oh my goodness, I don't know if I have a favorite island band.
So who did you listen to today at the gym?
This morning I was listening to a remix from Swiss. You never heard of Swiss?
No, but I'd ask you to sing what you said.
Oh my goodness, I don't sing. So he believe it or not, he's from the island of Samoa.
Okay.
So I listen to those kind of groups. I listen to a lot of local island music. I listen to Hawaiian island music.
Okay.
Just that kind of thing. I've always, to me, it's always been about the island, and that's the kind of stuff that kind of gets me going. Every once in a while, I'll listen to some hip hop, some R&B, just to change things up.
Wait, you gotta give me an example. Who's your hip hop artist that you're listening to? I want to know what's on Joe Cruz's playlist.
Oh my god, you know who I'm a big fan of? Believe it or not, a lot of people criticize me, like, sir, you listen to him? But for some reason, Eminem just when Eminem gets up there and he starts rapping.
I love Eminem.
People look at me, they're like, you don't look like
8 Mile soundtrack.
Oh
that's where
my
it's
goodness, he gets going, and I just sometimes when I really need something to pull that out of me, I'll listen to Eminem, and he just gets me going.
Well, we certainly didn't see that coming. And still to come, by now you may have noticed the Chief's body art. We'll tell you what's up his sleeve and more when Cruising with KUAM returns.
Presented by...
Get scorching deals during Triple J Auto Group's Hot Summer Savings and Summer Showroom Fun Event. Buy a car and win prizes up to $1,000. Visit us online at carsguam.com. Triple J, customers first.
Presented by...
Get scorching deals during Triple J Auto Group's Hot Summer Savings and Summer Showroom Fun Event. Buy a car and win prizes up to $1,000. Visit us online at carsguam.com. Triple J, customers first.
What kind of tattoos do you have, and what do they symbolize for you?
I got to start out, Krystal, by saying that for me, tattoo is a form of art, and it's just art that's indelible. It's art that you're going to take with you to the grave. And when someone loves art that much that they want to get it embedded in the pigment of their skin that they're going to take to the grave with them, it must be something they really love, because it's not coming off. You know, there's no two ways about that. But the art that I have on my body, everything means something. And I got to tell you that although, you know, I mean, I'm wearing pants, you can't see them, but even my legs are covered, because I really want to express myself that way.
So maybe what's your favorite piece?
My favorite piece has to be what's on the right side of my body, because the way I break it down is what's on the sleeve on my right arm and the sleeve on my right leg is all local. It's all tribal.
Okay.
It's got everything that's indigenous to Micronesia, to Guam. There's a lot of laddie stones in there. What I've got is a tattoo of a samurai warrior on the outer side of my upper arm. So that's all, you know, what my artist likes to call locomesian. You know,
so is it all one artist that's worked on your body?
No. There's several different artists. I've gotten a few tattoos back when I was in the States, you know, in Georgia or in North Carolina. But you know, shout outs to my man up in Jigo, Brian Bloss from Indelible Creations. Yes, he's the one that's done a lot of my work, and he continues to do work on me. And he always tells me, Joe, if you had a smaller body, I'd be finished already. But
do you still have any canvas space?
There's a little bit. I'm finishing up my left leg sleeve. So on the left side of my body, it's all Asian art. So I've got a dragon, I've got a samurai warrior in my upper arm, and there's a reason for the warriors. Joe Cruz being, you know, a Marine, a soldier, a police officer. I'm a warrior of the land. So, you know, I take the best of both worlds. So it's kind of where East meets West, and Joe Cruz is in the middle. So I've got warriors on my arms.
I think there's a scorpion on your chest.
There is a scorpion on my chest.
What is that symbolize?
I spent a lot of time deployed to Operation Enduring Freedom, where we deployed to the Middle East. I spent a lot of time out in the desert, and I took on the name, the call sign of Scorpion, way back in the day. we're gonna call you. That's gonna be your call sign. So I kind of just took that on. So with me, you know, to symbolize or memorialize my service to the nation in support of the global war on terrorism, it was about you know, representing what I did in those theaters of operation. And that scorpion tattoo is kind of Joe Cruz's time when he was, you know, serving in those capacities. So that's why you see that. On the back side, my very first tattoo goes across my upper back, and
what is it?
That's what we in the Marine Corps, it's called a jack of all trades tattoo, and it incorporates gold wings that we wear to show that we're we jump out of airplanes, so that we're airborne qualified. And then it's got a skull in the middle with a regulator coming around the skull's mouth, and it shows that we're combat divers. And, and then it has cross paddles embedded on the back side of it, because I was with a special operations unit that was very amphibious. So we did a lot of work with you know, watercrafts, rubber boats, things like that. So it's kind of what we call a jack of all trades tattoo, and that was the very first tattoo I ever got across my back when I was, you know, very young in my career.
Tell me about your family life. You were talking a little bit with me before about a blended family.
Yes, absolutely. My family is everything to me, I gotta tell you, Krystal. My wife is Lynette. Her maiden name is Cepeda. She's from the village of Georgia. And together we have 7 children. So, you know, when I tell people I have 7 kids, they're like, dang, sir, you got a lot of kids.
Oldest and youngest?
My oldest is 30 years old.
Okay.
And my youngest is 8.
Wow.
And yes, so there's a big spread there. So I have 4 of my own children, a son and 3 daughters. And then I have, my wife has 3 children, 2 daughters and a son. So together we have 7. And we live up in the village of Georgia. We have a home up there, over in the Camp Wittick area. And you know, we're surrounded by family. So you know how it is in Guam, you know, you gotta be around the family. So
true. Family is everything.
Absolutely, family is everything. It's first and it's foremost. So yeah, it really means a lot to me. My family's, they're my rock. You know, they're my anchor, if you will. And really, the glue that holds it all together is my wife, Lynette. She really does a great job in keeping Joe Cruz grounded and keeping the family together. You know, I tell a lot of people, you know, she's the wind beneath my wings right now. You know, she's what keeps me soaring. I deal with everything I got to deal with at the Guam Police Department and when I was in the Army. But when I come home, it's my wife that makes it all better, you know, and motivates me to keep going on. So shout outs to my wife, Annette.
And I guess final fun question.
Sure.
I didn't prepare you for this.
Oh, boy.
Ice cream flavor. What ice cream flavor best describes you?
I tell you, first off, Joe Cruz cannot eat a meal without having to finish it off with something sweet.
Okay.
I have a sweet tooth sometimes that is so out of control, it's amazing. So every night when I finish dinner, I look at my wife, I'm like, honey, can you make me some ice cream? So she already knows there's at least 2.5 gallons of ice cream in the freezer. And Joe Cruz's favorite ice cream is Rocky Road.
And do you think Rocky Road represents your personality?
You know what? I just have to say it represents a lot of who I am when you think about it. You know, they're you know, chocolate. Everybody loves chocolate. You know, I just, you know, I'm a big or a big fan of peanuts and eating a lot of nuts. And then there's the marshmallows, you know, the soft side of Joe Cruz, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, so, you know, it's I guess you could say that it represents me a lot. But
the softer side of acting chief Joe Cruz is marshmallows.
I'm not a big fan of eating marshmallows by itself, but when I eat it with Rocky Road ice cream, oh, it's the best.
Any last words as we approach our destination?
You know, I just want to say it's been interesting. Like I said, I've never done one of these before. I've never been driven around the island, or at least parts of the island. It's definitely a pleasure to come up to sit and do this cruise with you, Krystal. I got to thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It's been fun. I've never had to sit here and look into a camera and talk about all these different things, but I'm glad I had the opportunity to do it. And if ever you're given the chance again, I look forward to coming back and doing this again.
Thanks so
So
much.
thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. Nice.
And that's a wrap on another edition of Cruising with KUAM. We'll see you on the road. Stay safe, Guam.
Presented by...
Get scorching deals during Triple J Auto Group's Hot Summer Savings and Summer Showroom Fun Event. Buy a car and win prizes up to $1,000. Visit us online at carsguam.com. Triple J, customers first.